If you want to revise all the tajweed rules, test yourself and see how good you are, or even if you want to solidify your knowledge about tajweed, then this ayah is for you. This ayah is found in Surah Al-Ma'idah, number 95. And it contains around 95% of all the tajweed rules according to Hafs an Asim. So, if you're able to read this ayah properly and without mistakes, then this means that you have a pretty solid knowledge about tajweed. So, how are we going to do this? Well, first, we'll divide the ayah into sections, and then we'll go through every single word of that section and analyze it to see which rules should be applied to it. And afterwards, after going through all of them, I will read the entire ayah again, and there you can compare your recitation to mine. If there is a rule or a term that I used in this lesson and you want to learn more about it, then you should look to the top right corner where I'll be showing the thumbnail of the lesson where you can learn more about that certain topic. The links will also be available in the description. So let's get started. In the first section, we read, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقتلوا الصيد وأنتم حرم. So the first rule that we can see here is separated med in the word Ya ayyuha. So we are allowed to extend it for 2 harakat as a med tabi'i or natural med and say Ya ayyuha alladhin. Or you can extend it for 4 counts and say Ya ayyuha alladhin. The next word is الذين, and we can directly see that this word starts with Hamzat al-Wasl, and since we'll be connecting these 2 words here, this alif will completely disappear and we will say يا أيها الذين without mentioning any Hamza whatsoever at the beginning of the word. Next up is the word آمنوا, which contains a med badal, because the original version of this word is أَأْمَنُوا. Because of the med badal, we are allowed to exchange the second hamza with an alif and say آمَنُوا with 2 counts, since it becomes a natural med or a med tabi'i. Next is the word تَقْتُلُوا, and in this word we see قَلْقَلَ, because qaf in this case has sukun. So it has to receive qalqala, and we say taqtulu, not taqtulu. That is not correct. And since the word taqtulu ends with an alif, which has this circle sign, which means that this alif will be ignored and it will not be pronounced. And if we link it to the word that comes after it, which is as-sayd, we also see that we will be dropping Hamzat al-Wasl, since we will be linking the 2 words together. And since the Sad is one of the sun letters, this means that we have Lam Shamsiyya. In other words, this Lam will be dropped and it will not be pronounced. So we have this alif is not pronounced, Hamzat al-Wasl will not be pronounced, the Lam is Lam Shamsiyya, so it will not be pronounced, and we will directly move from this word to the Sad, and we say تَقْتُلُ الصَّيْدَ. And second is that if you stop at this word, you can extend it for 2, 4, or 6 harakat, since we call this part here med lin. So we can say لا تقتلوا الصيد. Here extending 4 harakat is possible if you stop at the word. If you keep on going, then there is no med here whatsoever. Next is the word أنتم, and it contains إخفاء with غنة. And in this case, because it is followed by ta, then it has غنة of 2 harakat. And the last word, حرم, if you stop at it, then there is nothing special going on. However, if you keep on reading, you will have to merge or apply idgham with غنة, since you will merge the tanween or the nun sakina in this case with the waw that follows it, and you would say وَأَنْتُمْ حُرُمٌ وَمَنْ قَتَلَهُ. Now moving on to the next part. The word man contains إخفاء, so we say وَمَنْ قَتَلَهُ. And at the end of this word, we see a linking med or med صلة. So we say قَتَلَهُ مِنْكُمْ. Next up is the word مِنْكُمْ. And this word contains إخفاء. So we will have غنة of 2 harakat. And we also realize that إخفاء can occur within the same word. And it can also happen between 2 words, like the previous example between man qatalah. Next is merging 2 memes into 1 meme, and in this case, the first meme doesn't receive any tashkil or vowels, but you see that the next meme has shadda on top. So this is a case of idgham with غنة. So you will say it like that. منكم متعمدا. And of course, the same meme with غنة is included in the word, so you will have 2 times the meme with غنة. منكم متعمدا. And then between متعمدا and فجزاء, there is also إخفاء with غنة, saying متعمدا فجزاء. Next up is the word فجزاء, which has a connected med, and this med has to be extended for 5 counts. And at the end of the word, we have idgham with غنة, which is pronounced like that. فجزاء مثل. The next word is النعم. And here we also have lam shamsiyya saying النعم. The next section starts with يحكم به ذوى. And here we have another linking med, which means that you're going to add a ya here between these 2 words and say به ذوى عدل. And between the word عدل and منكم, there's also another idgham between the tanween of عدل and the meme of منكم. The word منكم is repeated. And at the end of it this time, we have إظهار, since the meme at the end of منكم will have to be shown, since after it directly we have the letter ha. So we say منكم هدية. And in the word هدية, we have qalqala of the dal, since it has sukun. And at the end of the word هدية, we have إقلاب, because the next word that comes after it starts with ba. So pronouncing it with the qalqala and إقلاب at the end of it will be هديا بالغ. And in the word بالغ, we have alif that is empty mouth, and we say ba, not ba. The word al-Kaaba contains lam qamariya, so we should pronounce it and say بالغ الكعبة. But the hamza at the beginning of it is hamzat wasl, so it will be dropped if you keep on reading. Then the word كفارة contains ra that is full mouth, so we say كفارة. And at the end of it there is also إخفاء with غنة. The غنة here is full mouth because the letter that comes after it is ta, which is a full mouth letter. So in order to merge them properly, you have to make the غنة also in full mouth. That's why we say كفارة طعام. Then we have the word عدل that also contains قلقلة. And then here in this word, remember that the tongue should be between the front teeth and say ذلك and not ذلك or ذلك, because these are two different sounds. And between the word صيام and ليذوق, there is إدغام كامل without غنة. So you should say صياما ليذوق. And next is the word أمره, which contains ra that is empty mouth. Since it has kasra, so we say أمره. And also at the end of this word, we have med صلة or linking med, which is usually dropped here since most people stop at this point, but if you keep on reading, it will be pronounced. Next is عفى الله, and in this case we have التقاء الساكنين, which is two consonant sounds following one another, and in this case the alif will be dropped, so we will not say عفى الله. That is not correct. The alif at the end of عفا will be dropped if you keep on reading, and you should say عفى الله. Next is the word Allah, and the lam in Allah is of course full mouth, so we say Allah, not illah. Since the letter before the lam is the fa with fatha, but if it was a letter with kasra, then we would have to say illah. And then next, the word amma contains meme with ghunna, since it is meme with shadda on top. And at the end of it, there is also natural mad, amma salaf. So don't forget to extend this alif here into its natural form of 2 counts, and do not skip it. Do not say amma salaf, because that is not correct. And the final part of this ayah contains idhar, because the noon was followed by ayn, so we say وَمَنْ عَادَ. And the word فَيَنْتَقِمْ also has إخفاء, which we mentioned before. And also the word Allah here contains lam that is full mouth. We have another idhar in this word because it was followed by ha, so we say min. And finally we have إخفاء with ghunna between aziz and dhu. But this time, this إخفاء has an empty mouth ghunna, since the letter that comes after it is the dhal, and that is an empty mouth letter. So we say عزيز ذو انتقام. And in spite of the fact that dhu ends with a natural mad letter, we will not extend because of التقاء الساكنين. So it will be completely dropped, and we will say ذو انتقام, not ذو انتقام. That is not correct. Now we'll read the entire ayah from beginning to end. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقتلوا الصيد وأنتم حرم ومن قتله منكم متعمدا فجزاء مثل ما قتل من النعم يحكم به ذوى عدل منكم هديا بالغ الكعبة أو كفارة طعام مساكين أو عدل ذلك صياما ليذوق وبال أمره عفى الله عما سلف ومن عاد فينتقم الله منه والله عزيز ذو انتقام. So, did you see any rule that I didn't mention? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you want to start your journey to learn the tajweed of the Quran, you can click on this link. And if you want to understand the Quran in Arabic, then you should click on that link. And finally, I hope you've learned something new today, and I will see you next time.